I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably...
Have you ever wondered what happens when a marketing masterstroke turns into a master of disaster? Have you ever seen a shoe drop so hard that the hype train derails before it even leaves the station?
Been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got...
Angel Reese rolled into Indianapolis expecting to steal every headline and claim the All-Star weekend as her own. In the middle of WNBA's biggest party of the year, she lit up the city with billboards and branded banners, all screaming, "Reese in your city!" Banners hung on every corner, Instagram blew up with Reebok promos, and Reese's team even hijacked local hangouts. But while she was busy planting her flag, the real star of the show was forced to sit on the bench.
See the excitement in the league when you see the number of teams that are joining the league. What does it mean to you to see this investment in the league?
I think you nailed it because a lot has been made about the ratings and how many people are watching and viewership. But if you want to know real value, Robin, you got to look at where the money resides. When the Golden State Falcons...
Caitlin Clark, Indiana's hometown hero, went down with a groin injury just days before tip-off. Overnight, a frenzy turned to a fizzle. Ticket prices plunged almost 50%. Restaurants that anticipated sellout crowds sat half empty. Hotel lobbies that once buzzed with chatter about Clark v. Reese now echoed with quiet disappointment. In less than 24 hours, the entire All-Star narrative flipped, from a rivalry for the ages to a cautionary tale in marketing gone horribly wrong.
Valkyries announced they were going to expand in 2023. It was $50 million to have a team, the expansion fee. When we announced a couple of weeks ago that we were adding 3 more teams to bring the total to 18, each one of those teams spent $250 million just to have a team in the W. Exactly. I'm not good at math, Robin. And from
Angel Reese's shoe drop was meant to be the moment she stepped out of Clark's shadow. Instead, it became the moment we all saw just how much energy and excitement the league has tied to one player. When Clark couldn't play, fans lost their spark. And when fans lose their spark, no amount of billboard blitz or social media stunt can light it back up.
Celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for the...
Those numbers don't lie. Before Clark's injury, average ticket prices for seats at Gainbridge Fieldhouse hovered around $121. After the announcement, they sank to $64. That's not just a dip. That's a record-setting drop that screamed momentum misplaced. Businesses in downtown Indianapolis got a real-time lesson in sports economics. Star power drives demand, and without it, the market craters.
For my teammates, and if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese doubled down. Instead of pulling back and letting the league focus on recovery and solidarity, she cranked up the volume on her takeover campaign. Social media flooded with clips of her strutting through Clark's territory as if daring the injured star to respond. Fans called it opportunistic. Critics labeled it tasteless. Even neutral observers couldn't deny that staging a slugfest in someone's home court while their sideline crosses a line.
It's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time. And
then came the cherry on top. WNBA players used All-Star warm-ups to spark a pay equity protest, donning "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts just as ticket sales and attendance showed the sport's fragility. It was a valid cause, hampered by terrible timing. Viewers who had just watched demand evaporate because of one injury now saw the league airing its grievances at the height of a perceived crisis. The optics? Awkward. The backlash? Immediate. And through it all, Reese insisted the rivalry was real. She's only been in Clark's zone on game days, she said, and never won there, which maybe is exactly why she tried so hard to manufacture her moment. But real basketball rivalries are settled on the court, not on billboards. Claiming victory when your opponent can't even suit up, that's not confidence. That's desperation.
What I understand, there was another 12, 13 investors that could have brought even more. So I think when we talk about value, we have to look at the money, and it is skyrocketing.
Yeah, also skyrocketing the play.
By the end of the weekend, the message was clear. No marketing gimmick can replace the genuine buzz created by on-court excellence. Angel Reese's campaign backfired because it ignored the fundamental truth of sports fandom. Fans crave authenticity in competition. They want to cheer their heroes against worthy foes, not watch a one-sided spectacle manufactured in corporate boardrooms. The fallout didn't end when the final buzzer sounded. Social media lit up with memes poking fun at the timing of Reese's takeover. Fans shared side-by-side images of empty stands next to Reese's giant billboards. Even casual viewers who stumbled onto the story couldn't help but point out the irony. The stunt that was supposed to command attention instead became the punchline of the weekend.
Play on the court. So, Shanae, here we are about halfway through the season. Who are the players? Who are the teams? What are you seeing right now?
Well, we're here in Indiana for...
Local businesses felt the sting well beyond game night. A downtown pub that once planned a Reese vs. Clark viewing party saw barely a handful of patrons. Street vendors who invested in custom t-shirts found themselves folding unsold merch at day's end. Uber drivers reported fewer rides, as many visitors stayed home rather than brave half-empty arenas. When star power fades, the entire ecosystem takes a hit. Sponsors began to rethink their strategies on the fly. Reebok's marketing team reportedly scrambled to adjust messaging after ticket prices crashed. An internal memo suggested cutting back on billboard spend and shifting budget to more basic product lines. Even Nike, which usually watches rival campaigns from afar, quietly re-upped its support for Clark-themed gear. In a battle of brands, timing and goodwill proved more valuable than any flashy billboard.
All-star, the energy has been great. And there are two players that I saw that had a really cute moment on the carpet. I'm gonna call them Big A and Little A.
Meanwhile, the legacy of Clark's influence only deepened. Analysts noted that every time she steps off the court, her absence echoes louder than any marketing stunt. Ticket resale sites became a barometer for her pull. Without her, the numbers plummet. With her, they soar. This weekend's data will be studied in sports marketing classes for years to come. It's a clear lesson that authentic connection outweighs manufactured buzz. Angel Reese now faces a critical choice. She can lean into the controversy, doubling down on the rivalry narrative, or she can pivot toward rebuilding genuine support. A toned-down approach that focuses on her own trailblazing highlights rather than someone else's injury might win back skeptics. A heartfelt community event or charity game could show a different side of her brand. The ball is in her court. Will she rebound or keep falling?
Okay.
We all know who Big A is, Asia Wilson,
Yes.
the three-time MVP. And what I love is that she became the fastest player to 5,000 points. And she's come.
The media's role also came under scrutiny. Pundits who once hyped the Battle of the Stars now admitted they oversold the narrative. National talk shows replayed blooper-style clips of Reese's promo trucks rolling through deserted streets. Critics argued that covering the stunt at all gave it undeserved weight. Some columnists even called for more coverage of real athletic achievements rather than PR stunts. At its core, this fiasco underscores a harsh truth about women's sports. Despite growing interest, the league still hinges precariously on a few marquee names. It means that when those names are sidelined, even for good reason, the whole house of cards trembles. True stability will only come when fans buy in for the collective story, not just one or two stars. That's a tall order, but it's the only way forward. Looking ahead, a rematch between Reese and Clark could settle the score properly. Imagine both superstars at full strength competing head-to-head for real stakes. No billboards, no social media taunts, just pure, unfiltered competition. That's the kind of drama fans crave. It's time to let the hardwood decide.
Coming off of dropping 37, and then Lil A, but I mean that respectfully, Angel Reese. She has been special. She had a string of...
For Reebok, this could be a turning point in how sports brands engage with athlete narratives. The lesson: respect the game first, the hype second. A campaign built on community events, youth clinics, and real fan experiences might resonate more. Genuine stories of overcoming adversity and teamwork often outshine bold claims. In marketing, substance must lead style. Reese's next public appearances will be telling a gracious acknowledgement of Clark's contribution to the sport could win back goodwill. An interview that highlights mutual respect rather than rivalry might shift the narrative. People respect honesty more than bravado. A subtle change in tone could rebuild bridges.
Games where she had 15 rebounds. She went from 10 points per game in May
to 14 points per game in June to 18 points per game in July, on top of leading the league in.
Fan forums remain alive with debate. Some defend Reese's right to promote her brand aggressively, others believe athletes should never capitalize on an opponent's misfortune. The split shows how deeply people care about fairness in sports. It also reflects the high standards we hold our stars to. The economic impact in Indianapolis serves as a case study for cities hosting major events. Promoters now consider star availability as a core variable in forecasting revenue. Insurance policies for ticket guarantees might become standard practice. Local governments could demand contingency clauses from leagues. One player's injury shouldn't paralyze an entire weekend economy.
And rebounds, you know I love a good rebound.
I know you,
know
do.
What I'm saying?
I know you do. But her double-doubles, I mean, it's just like automatic for her.
Yeah, it's amazing because we've had some amazing type of rebounders.
Yeah.
Think about.
On the court, Clark's recovery timeline will be watched closely. Even a short absence carries heavy financial weight for the league. Rehab updates will dominate sports news cycles for weeks. When she returns, expect a surge in ticket sales and media interest. Her comeback game could break new records. Angel Reese can still salvage her reputation. A genuine focus on her own game, dropping 30-point nights or pulling down double-doubles, will shift conversations back to basketball. Fans admire excellence on the court above all else. Show, don't tell. That should be her new motto. Reebok's next product drop could take cues from this misstep. Smaller, targeted releases around major games, rather than massive billboard blitzes, might build organic buzz. In-arena activations and pop-up shops can create local excitement without seeming invasive. Aligning with women's basketball clinics or youth programs offers authentic community ties.
Rebecca Brunson, Courtney Paris, Yolanda Griffith, but Angel is setting a whole new bar.
She really is. All right, Andrea, what do you see?
Well, of course, you mentioned Indiana. Some of the best games so far we have seen this season.
The broader WNBA sphere has its own lesson here. Building a league that thrives beyond one superstar means celebrating depth. Teams need to spotlight multiple players, creating a tapestry of compelling stories. When a franchise can market 10 stars instead of one, the impact of a single injury lessens. That's the blueprint for sustainable growth. As for the narrative of this rivalry, it's far from settled. The final chapter will be written on the hardwood, under the bright lights of stadium arenas filled with genuine excitement. Fans deserve that genuine contest, not a staged campaign built on desperation. When that day arrives, the real winner will be women's basketball itself. Until then, keep your eyes on the prize and your expectations grounded. Marketing will always play a role, but it can never replace the thrill of live competition, that primal draw. Fans roaring, players battling. A marketing stunt can't manufacture. It can only remind us that true sports moments happen in real time, with real risks and real triumphs.
Season have been between the Indiana Fever and the New York Liberty. They have had some of the best matchups. We have some New York Liberty fans. There we go. Their first matchup of the season, it was.
Angel Reese's misstep in Indianapolis has left an undeniable mark on brand strategy in women's sports. In the days since All-Star Weekend, sports marketers have debated the balance between boldness and respect. A campaign that feels like a hostile takeover can alienate more than it attracts. Fans want to see athletes who uplift the game, not undermine its stars. Brands will think twice before staging a raid on another player's home court next season. Local community initiatives emerged as a clear winner in the wake of Reese's Billboard Bonanza. Youth clinics led by lesser-known WNBA players saw a surge in attendance as families sought genuine connections over spectacle. Programs offering free tickets to underprivileged fans gained momentum, proving that grassroots efforts resonate more deeply than flashy ads. The league's long-term growth hinges on these authentic touchpoints. Corporate sponsors are now exploring partnerships that focus on social impact rather than rivalry.
A 2-point game, it was down to the wire. The second matchup of the season, Caitlin Clark had 32 points. She just came back. So those two teams matching up is always high on my list, but we got to go with the home team.
Financially, the weekend has become a textbook example of star dependency risk. Small business owners in Indianapolis now insist on contingency planning when negotiating event contracts. Hotel chains are asking for player availability clauses before finalizing block bookings. Even parking vendors shifted to tiered pricing models tied to individual athlete participation. The lesson? Diversify the narrative to safeguard local economies from the fallout of unforeseen injury. Angel Reese's next move will be watched closely by fans and analysts alike. A pivot to community-centric marketing could rebuild her image far more effectively than another billboard blitz. Open practices, charity games, and local meet and greets offer concrete ways to re-engage supporters. Displaying genuine sportsmanship, praising Clark's recovery journey, for example, would signal maturity and respect. In sports, character often outshines hype.
As well.
I was thinking, we show some love because it's been a dream season for Atlanta, Dre.
What the Atlanta Dream has been able to do under new head coach Carl Smesko, they're knocking down threes. I don't know if we have any Alicia Gray fans.
On the court, the ripple effects are already in play. Teams are adjusting media guides to highlight multiple rising stars, reducing over-reliance on any single player. Commentators are weaving narratives around teamwork and depth rather than individual rivalries. Sponsorship packages now emphasize league-wide benefits, showcasing several athletes in joint campaigns. This collective approach strengthens the brand of women's basketball as a whole. Looking ahead, fans crave real matchups and authentic drama. A true head-to-head showdown between Reese and Clark under fair conditions on a neutral court would reignite excitement in a positive way. Until then, the focus should remain on celebrating the league's diversity of talent and fostering connections that endure beyond one weekend. If marketing truly wants to score big, it must start by honoring the game itself.
Here, but she is amazing. She's having a great season. So the Atlanta Dream and the Phoenix Mercury, also some sleeper teams that are making some noise.
I like me some Minnesota. I'm going to say that. I'm going to link. So come on. I like me some. All right. So the skills competition. What can they expect tonight and on the game the game tomorrow?
First of all, we mentioned Alicia Gray. She won the skills competition and the three-point contest last season. So she swept the award.
She left with six figures.
Yes.
Because each award gives you 60,000 plus.
So, but the skills challenge, you've got to nail some passes. You've got to knock down a three.
Fast forward to next season, every new promo will be measured against Reese's Indianapolis flop. Will brands choose gaudy billboards or genuine fan experiences? Expect a surge in behind-the-scenes content, locker room access, training camp vlogs, and interactive Q&A sessions. Those authentic glimpses build trust far more than flashy slogans ever could. Meanwhile, fans are already plotting the redemption narrative. Social feeds buzz with Reese Rebound logos, mock-up ads celebrating her comeback game. Podcast hosts argue she'll learn from this and emerge stronger. Even casual viewers admit they're curious to see how she adjusts her approach.
The top of the key, a mid-range jump shot, a corner three, then get all the way back down the court. So it is a test of skill, it's a test of speed, and the three-point shooting contest, I talked to Alicia Gray about it, and she said it's actually exhausting. You run out of gas, you get extremely tired shooting all of those threes, but it's so much fun, such high energy. My favorite part of the night is watching all of their teammates cheer them on during the challenges. That is the most fun part.
Okay, we're going to see that tonight on ESPN. Do y'all want some predictions? You want them to, like, let's see what they got the pass.
Ultimately, this saga proves that in sports, respect and timing matter. Angle shots won't win hearts. Memorable performances will. As the league evolves, campaigns that champion collective talent rather than one-upmanship will define success. And when Angel Reese finally silences the critics on the court, we'll all be watching.
Battles out. Okay, you got Team Clark and you got Team Collier. Now we know that Caitlin is unfortunately going to be out. She's going to be here live a little bit later here on GMA, but she's going to be out of the game. But who do you see is going to be? And we put the rosters up so everybody can see at home. They see the rosters. Are you going Team Clark or Team Collier?
Photo ops and billboards fade, but the memory of a game-winning shot lasts. That is where legacies are built. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark both have the talent to leave an indelible mark on the sport. The question is whether they will let their actions on the court define them, rather than clever slogans off it. Fans are ready and waiting for that answer.
Okay, for me, this is the easiest question because I have a sister that's a 10-time WNBA All-Star. She's playing for Team Collier.
Come on now.
Well, you know me. I'm not going against Team Clark in Indiana. Mitchell, Aaliyah, Boston.
That's my girl.
I got you.
She knows the crowd.
She does. And I got to tell you, are you going to watch these three tonight? Because the WNBA Skills Challenge and the three-point contest live.
Drop Baby Giraffe in the comments if you think Reese can turn this around, or if Clark's next return will solidify her as the WNBA's unshakable centerpiece. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because the real story is just beginning and you won't want to miss a single moment.